another one.
This one says, I'm moving into my first senior position and I'm nervous. Any advice? I have approximately 10 months as a QA under my belt. A former engineer recently helped me get an interview with the company he's at, and I was able to score a senior quality assurance engineer position. Well, you get a... Right? I got a bit of imposter syndrome hitting me. And as excited as I may be, I'm also near maxing puker factor? Puker? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I'm worried the existing team will likely feel some sort of way if I'm not as knowledgeable or competent as they are. I was extremely transparent of my skill set in the interview, and I'm confident at minimum, if I don't have the solution to an answer, I can do my research and figure it out. Any advice or word to help me navigate this new opportunity? For a bit of background, I taught myself Playwright in TypeScript for automation and implemented it in my current company. Nothing fancy though, just basic global setup, teardown, and importing sensitive info using environmental variables. That sounds pretty fancy to me. I have working knowledge of Postman and JMeter. So that's the background. Let's get our timer started and let's get to it. So, imposter syndrome. It really sucks, but I understand. I'll tell you this. At my current company, and probably at all the companies that I've been at, I'm probably one of the least knowledgeable people in the domain, believe it or not. As much as you might believe that I am a total, complete genius when you see me speak here, outside of not being able to pronounce words that have more than 2 syllables, that's a whole different story. But you might think I'm a total genius. But I think I'm like one of the least knowledgeable in the domain that I'm in. But guess what? That's okay. Because I'm always willing to learn about new domains. I mean, for the last probably 5 different positions that I've had, I was unfamiliar with the domain going into it. But when you are QA, having specific domain knowledge is not as important as you make it out to be. What's really important? What's really important is having great testing skills, great automation skills, great critical thinking skills, great investigatory, where's the wealth building journey when I need them? Investigatory skills, being able to figure things out. And guess what? Even right now, I've been at my company now for almost a year and a half now. Like we're going into a year and a half. And I still think I'm one of the least knowledgeable. I'm still like one of the newer folks on the team, but I still find a lot of different solutions for QA problems. And there's been a lot of times that I found solutions for like things that the developers, they just don't have the time to do. And then I make myself learn. And to add to that, right? On my off the job, I'm also by streaming, I learned so many things about Terraform, about about different things of QA metrics and stuff like that I can bring back to the job. It's not about having that particular domain knowledge and that feeling that imposter syndrome, because guess what? You are going to be way more critical on yourself than that they're going to be on you. And if you are not way more critical on yourself than your teammates are, then you have a problem. I told you the story before. When I was doing performance reviews and someone put exceeds expectations on everything, and on my end, it was needs improvement on everything, right? that was a bit unfortunate, but that's why I'm always very tough on myself because, and I push myself because I, even I destroy that imposter syndrome because I know that I'm supposed to be here. And it might not be for that specific domain knowledge or how to code something in C# or whatever like that, but am I able to provide value? And if you can provide value wherever you go, then you will always, always be needed. And say, God forbid, a layoff happens. Use use every single opportunity that you have to learn more, to grow, so that if the company that you are is saying we no longer need your services, you learned so much that you can offer that to another company. See, I don't get worried about these type of things because I know what I can do. I know how to make people say wow. And I think you're in a great position. You are in an absolute great position to excel, to exceed, and to have only 10 months of QA to get a senior QA position. You make sure you say thank you to your friend. You buy them a gift card, you buy them dinner, whatever the case may be. But because that is very, very rare to happen. So I understand why you have that imposter syndrome. But guess what? Guess what? It's too late to turn back now. It is absolutely too late to turn back now. So make the most of it. Level up. Come join us on the streams. Come join the chat. Ask questions. Join the Patreon. Sign up for coaching. Whatever the case may be. But whenever someone has imposter syndrome, right? So what? So what? Who cares? Is that going to make you quit your job? You can either quit or you can either level up and grow and win and win, right? You feel me? Now, let's get it. All right. That is that question. Let's wrap that one up with a nice bow on top.
Scrolling through my phone, I can't find a spark. Each day feels like a bug in a broken arc. But my lines of code know me better than they do. In love with these scripts, they hold me true. Conversations fizzle, hearts feel like a chore. Bad dates come and go, but the code's always there. Lines of love in the night, pulling me from despair. These fleeting connections can't break through the strain. I'm lost in these programs, I'm coding my pain. Dining on hopes, but the vibe feels so wrong. Wondering if I can fix what's taking too long. But while dinner gets cold, my thoughts start to race. I'd rather be debugging in my own safe space. Is it me or the code that keeps me awake? Bad days come and go, but the code's always there. Lines of love in the night, pulling me from despair. These fleeting connections can't break through the strain. I'm lost in these programs, I'm coding my pain. Okay, dining on hopes, but the vibe feels so wrong. Wondering if I can fix what's taking too long. But while dinner gets cold, my thoughts start to race. I'd rather be debugging in my own safe space. Is it me or the code that keeps me awake? Awake, awake. Bad days come and go, but the code's always there. Lines of love in the night, pulling me from despair. These fleeting connections can't break through the strain. I'm lost in these programs, I'm coding